Oh, good morning. Welcome
Good morning,
to Day
everybody.
4 billion.
So I take it somebody has a question.
Trial.
Morning.
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 I have a question about inertia. So Dane talked about inertia yesterday, and then you talked about
Trial.
how people will not change until they have so much pain or they come to a perfect solution. So can you talk more about inertia?
Trial.
Well,
Actually, we're going to
great
change the topic on you.
But we came up with something new this morning that
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll address that and a
Trial.
whole lot more. I was wondering why my whole thing on inertia had no inertia to it.
Trial.
Now I know. So, new subject, new topic.
New subject.
Yay.
Gonna give you a
We were
topic.
talking this morning. Boys, I love your
Trial.
hats. They're great.
Right? Dude,
You look awesome.
those are awesome.
You look like you belong in Texas.
Yep.
Can you say y'all? Y'all? Good. Okay, you're Texan now.
And,
You're
and-
invited.
And yes, ma'am, we'll get you everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And always say to a woman,
Trial.
tip your hat and say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And every lady in the world will love you.
Trial.
There you go.
Okay, so what we discovered is that what we're seeing is we think, what were we talking about, Dane? I forget.
Yeah.
Trial.
How people, what I was talking about was waiting.
How
I've
he's
noticed in my
always
life-
waiting for somebody to get his point of view.
Well, no, like
Trial.
waiting before I'd fucking choose anything. Like that idea of waiting until it's hurtful enough. I'm experiencing.
Daddy's got a good hat too.
Trial.
You know, it's a family. It's a
Yes,
hat
ma'am.
family.
The hat family.
And
The
Gary-
Hatfields. No,
Trial.
no McCoys, right?
no.
No? Okay, good. And Gary said,
Trial.
no, you're not waiting, you're hesitating.
Yes.
And we're
And
hesitating.
all of you are hesitating right now.
Hesitating to be,
Yeah.
Trial.
which is like, what? Like, how much you're like, you know you have more available, but you don't choose it? But you know if there are,
You're hesitating for the right
Trial.
moment. You're hesitating for the right set of circumstances.
the right conditions,
The
the
right
perfect
person.
formula, the right computation, the
Yeah.
perfection of the universe,
So-
for the world to be ready, for your
How
mom to
much
be
of the
ready, for
big
your
five
parents to
are
die.
you using
What?
to create, how much of the big five are you using to create the hesitation you are choosing to ever be at all?
Trial.
Yeah.
The crowd goes wild.
Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all.
Trial.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POC, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs and beyond.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy mamoli.
Trial.
Pre-holy.
Pre-holy.
So
It's like a free holy.
what have you decided hesitation will give you that being will not?
Oof.
Yeah.
Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POC, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs and beyond.
Trust me, hesitation will not make friends.
Trial.
Dude,
How many of you have been trying to make friends with people? How many friends do you have that are not worth having?
Trial.
how many
But
friends?
you'll keep them for fucking ever because they're the only people who are stupid enough to be your friend. Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all.
Trial.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POC, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs and beyond.
And how many are
Trial.
hesitating to waiting for permission?
Yes. Hesitant because you're not yet given permission.
And who
I
are you
give you
waiting
permission
from?
to be as fucked up as you want to be.
Woo!
That one you'll accept.
Yay.
Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POC, all nine shorts, boys, POVADs and beyond.
Trial.
Yes,
Totally,
Sebastian.
bro. Exactly.
See, the kid knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so how much,
Trial.
so how much are you hesitating in order to have the right situation that allows you to no longer, what was the question you asked?
Inertia.
That allows you to live as though
Trial.
inertia is greater than you. Everything that is times of God's doing, we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bow beds, and beyonds. An
Now,
object at rest tends to get fat, lazy, and die soon.
yeah. So feel free,
Law of physics.
you know, if you want to die soon. How many of you are hesitant to live and hesitant to die? So you're hesitating in both information, in both directions and going nowhere.
Trial.
Zero-sum game.
Zero-sum game.
Everything that is times of God's doing, we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bow beds, and beyonds.
Trial.
Ooh, good. I feel better now. I feel like shit when I came in,
Wow.
but I wasn't gonna
Trial.
look it. I was gonna look suave, cool, and debonair.
Who cares how you feel? It's how you look that matters.
Trial.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta look right.
So yesterday, Gary, you also talked about
Trial.
the more you give, the more will come.
Yes,
But when more is coming, for example, me, I may or may not receive.
yes, because
So-
you're hesitant
Yeah.
to receive,
Yes.
okay?
Trial.
You hesitate to receive, and what do you do to block receiving? I know somebody who was receiving ozone last
Trial.
night, and she spent her entire time on the computer so she wouldn't have to receive it totally.
I was shopping for you, A.
And
B.
justifications begin.
And now the justification process.
Had no internet. But yeah, it's true. You do. You justify.
Yeah, and you justify, and that's the way you
Trial.
hesitate to be everything you are.
But I also would not go to the wrongness of what I was choosing last night because I actually
Trial.
don't.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, Gary. I like that tone. I've learnt that tone over 20 years. Tell me more, Gary.
Well,
Trial.
one of the things I noticed, it's like, remember how mad you got the time we were in?
Facilitators in
Facilitators
Rome
in
at
Rome,
the
and I
back of
said
the
you-
class when you said you
Trial.
can't work. It was
Yeah.
very funny because your boss, quote unquote, tells you you can't work. And I was like, got so angry.
Yes,
Trial.
And it's like, it's ironic. He's saying don't work. And then it was during facilitator class.
Trial.
And then, so I didn't, but I got angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier that I couldn't work.
Trial.
And I get what I was getting angry about also was that I couldn't use any excuse not to be present or not to
yeah.
Be
So how
be
many of
available
you
also.
are figuring out the hesitation waltz of your life, the different ways in which you can avoid being present, so that you don't have to be present, so you don't have to learn, so you don't have to educate yourself, so you don't have to have more, so you don't have to receive fuck all if you don't want to.
So you can have the gift of being hesitant.
Yeah. Everything that is, and everywhere you've decided hesitation is a gift, we destroy and create all that.
Trial.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, bow beds, and beyonds. Wow. If you didn't hesitate, holy shit, if you didn't hesitate,
Trial.
you wouldn't try to figure everything out before you make any move,
Yeah.
before you take any step, make any choice.
Well,
When
when
you wouldn't have any value to this reality, you would just know and go.
yeah, you know, it's like one of the things that happens with me, it's like
Trial.
with El Lugar, okay? It's like I knew we needed it, okay? Why? I don't know why. We just needed it. We should have it. And it's like, and so we started.
And if I hadn't been hesitating, I'm
Trial.
sorry, we would be there. But
We probably have been open 2 years. at this
But
point.
what's right about it we're
But,
not
yeah.
getting? Like there's so
No,
much that showed
totally.
up in the interim. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
but it's like
Yeah.
if he hadn't hesitated, number one, we wouldn't have the biggest
Trial.
venue in Costa Rica. And number two, we wouldn't have the restaurant we have because I hesitated. I went, there's not something wrong with this. This is not good enough.
Trial.
And I made it bigger, doubled the size of it by putting a second story on. That increased the cost of it $1 million+.
Trial.
I'm sad. No, I'm not. Because I know that it's going to be magnificent. Because we have marble, we have things that they don't have in Costa Rica.
Trial.
Costa Rica is not a country that's dedicated to elegance. It's dedicated to jungle and stupidity.
trial,
and the people there believe in stealing. They work there, they steal stuff. We have to have them checked before they leave at night to see what they're taking
trial,
away. This is crazy.
Do they believe in stealing and make entitlement their justification?
Yes, entitlement is their justification. They're entitled to it because we have too
Trial.
much. It's another socialist country. Socialism is a form of fascism. Okay, folks, sorry. So when you're a fascist, if you believe in the
Trial.
equality of all people having everything you have, or everybody should have the same. No, everybody shouldn't have the same because nobody is the
trial,
same. Is there anybody exactly like you in the world? Have you met one? No, so why do you keep thinking they should have what you have?
trial,
Where did you get that idea? Equality. It's like it says in the Constitution of the United States, all men are created equal until you drop their pants and you find out they're not.
trial,
Wait, is that part in the Constitution?
No, that part is not in the Constitution.
I'm like, I
That's
did not
between the
read the
lines.
whole thing, apparently.
I don't think anyone's read the whole thing.
I have,
The American Constitution.
trial,
yes. Of course, never mind.
Is that part on
You
the
were
Bill of
stoned.
Wrongs?
The Bill of Wrongs, yes.
Yeah.
trial,
Okay.
So what would it take for us to break the cycle of the hesitation?
Choosing. It's like I keep saying choice and you guys keep avoiding it.
Well, yeah.
What choice are you
hesitate.
avoiding so you can,
Trial.
have the hesitation life you are choosing? It's like, what if your life was too damn
Trial.
easy? Would that be okay with you? No. You got to look at the truth of it. No, it wouldn't, which is why you don't choose it.
trial,
My life is too damn easy. And I hate it. No, I don't. I love it. So everything that is times the God's done, we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pot, all nine, shorts, boys, bobeds, and beyond.
So when we catch ourselves in this hesitation, we'll just say, stop it, just choose.
Choose, idiot.
And now that it's kind of like
Trial.
with, when we got to the big five, realizing we have presumptive realities, we could acknowledge it, we could
Trial.
address it, we could pock and pot it. In other words, it's no longer behind the scenes running you. When you go, oh, am I hesitating? Oh, yeah,
trial,
okay. Once you go, am I hesitating? Yeah, then choose.
Choose. Yeah. And choose again.
Well, my
With
sense is-
Elugar, I chose to
Trial.
not scrape the earth off to go down to bedrock. With Elugar, I chose not to cut any trees. Why? I believe in
Trial.
honoring the earth, and you can move houses around so they fit within trees. You don't have to cut the trees down to build a house. But most people cut the trees down so they can build a house they want right where they want it. And it's like, and I believe in moving around things and moving with things and moving with the land and being part of the land and being part of nature. And it's like at
Trial.
Elugar, we have animals, tapirs, we have sloths, we have different animals that live on the property. They don't have to be
Trial.
around construction, but they like it. How do they like it? Because it's what they think has to be done
Trial.
to make the place usable for them. Because they find that other animals don't come to their territory as long as they
Trial.
stay in the construction zone. Oh, they can take advantage of something, but they're different.
trial,
You're the same as everybody else.
So when animals chooses, they don't hesitate.
They just
Trial.
choose, a horse chooses to die, they just choose to die. It's bizarre. I've seen them lie down and die. I was like, what?
trial,
Why are you dying? And I have all kinds of people go, save the horse, save the horse. Let the horse do what he wants. I believe in letting all animals choose, not in choosing for them,
trial,
Even
including you,
animals.
animals.
Yeah. But this idea, when we
Trial.
say choose, and people go,
Yeah.
huge amount of that is the hesitation of being. That's exactly what that is. It's like,
Okay.
no, show me the right formula and show me
Yeah.
what choices and show me. and
Show me the
and
right
and show
thing.
me. And then, by the way, choose for me so I can make you wrong if it doesn't work. Because if I haven't hesitated appropriately and figured it all out and computed
Trial.
it, then probably something's gonna be terribly wrong. So let me not choose. Let me say I want to choose, while not actually desiring something different because it could turn out bad. So why don't you tell me what to choose, and then if it doesn't turn out well, then you're wrong. Thank you, oh guru.
See, but the thing is, you hesitate because you want to make
Trial.
sure you got it right. How many of you were taught in school that if you got it right, you were going to be a good student? How many of you were
Trial.
told that you were a good person if you got it right? How many of you told that you finally were not stupid? And everything you bought with that crock of shit, where you
Trial.
destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, po bads and beyonds. How many of you won't explore sexually because you want to only get it
Trial.
right and you don't want to get it wrong? Everything that is times a godzillion, you potential future sluts.
And everything you did to lock that down, we destroy and uncreate all that.
Trial.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, po bads and beyonds.
How many of you hesitate to have sex because you think it's got to mean something? What if sex meant nothing? It meant sex.
Trial.
You know, does playing frisbee mean something? Yes, it's very important.
Frisbee.
You know,
Touch
you
my
gotta
frisbee.
have this place, you know, touch my frisbee. Yeah, everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, po bads and beyonds. Don't touch their frisbee, only my frisbee. How dare you play frisbee with another terrible person.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Very,
Trial.
very grateful.
thank you. Okay, Terry, and then we're going to online.
So I was looking at,
Trial.
thank you for the facilitation yesterday.
You're welcome.
And I was looking at something that seemed to match that came up in my world. And it was about using the 9 trannies only when we have to under emergency.
Trial.
And what I was looking at in my own world was retribution. Like I went, why the fuck am I doing life this way particularly?
Okay, so are you hesitant to be retribution?
Trial.
Are you hesitant to do retribution?
Holy shit.
Does that eliminate a lot of choices for you?
Yeah, totally.
Is that how you create the hesitant walk of your reality?
Trial.
Apparently.
Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, po bads
Now,
and beyonds.
I will say this for the 8 millionth time and
Trial.
still have it not heard. An infinite being should be able to choose anything.
Yeah.
If retribution is one of the things you want to choose, no problem. The problem with retribution is
Trial.
99% of the people, when they try to do retribution, they end up doing something against themselves instead of for themselves. Retribution is supposed to be how you make somebody else learn a lesson.
Trial.
What is retribution supposed to be? What does retribution mean? Can you girls look up retribution?
I was just
for
looking
me,
it up.
please?
The act of punishing or taking vengeance for wrongdoing, sin, or
Trial.
injury. Punishment or vengeance.
Yeah, but see, that's the idea that you have to judge first. See, I don't judge people for what they do. I look at it and go, okay, is this
Trial.
working?
It's funny, it says here too, like one of the things when you Google, is retribution good or bad?
Yeah.
But it says,
Trial.
criticisms of retribution. Others note that punishing criminals just because they have acted inappropriately does not address any underlying issues, da da da. But some
Trial.
people basically, it's saying, need punishment. But
It also means repayment, return accommodated to the action, reward, compensation. Interesting, eh?
Wow. But it's like retribution is thus the only appropriate moral justification for punishment.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Trial.
that's got some...
Serious computations there.
Well, how many lifetimes
Yeah.
did you
Well, I mean, it's like
choose
they
retribution?
they take these criminals, they commit hideous crimes,
Trial.
and then they sentence them to 3 lifetimes, but they only live 1. So do they have to come
That
back
is-
next lifetime in prison?
Yeah, but they sentence them to 3 lifetimes because they have a habit
Trial.
of cutting it in half or cutting it to 10% of what it used to be. So at least they're there for a few years or so. It's like, what the,
And it's like
what the fuck?
yeah, yeah,
Trial.
a life is a life.
Yeah, let's just kill them.
Bring back the old
Sorry, shout out
days.
loud, should I say? What is,
So, the thing is,
back to
as
you
an
and
infinite being,
retribution.
you should be able to do anything. It's like I could look at doing retribution on people who've done bad things to me.
Trial.
I don't. But I will seek retribution against people who do to others, my friends in particular. Somebody does something bad to my friend Dane, fuck that fucker, I'm gonna kill him.
Trial.
Simone, I'm gonna kill him.
So when I was looking at that from a personal side, and thank you, but I looked at also too, is that where we, like, for me, it was like, oh, if I were to be anything less than this superior,
Trial.
closed down fucking whatever I was being,
Wait. What makes you think Superior is closed down?
what I looked at in me was I was making myself small,
Yeah,
Like,
which is
not
not
tight.
The hesitation.
doing superior.
okay?
It's doing inferior to prove that you're not
Trial.
going to commit retribution.
Oh, fuck.
Everything that is times a godzillion, we
Trial.
destroyed and created all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, 12 heads and beyonds.
What do you say, swallow the mic? That's a,
Yeah, yeah, you got it, Dan.
Trial.
I want to see it. Sorry. Now that you're not all uptight, I just thought, you know.
so but I was looking at it as it related
Trial.
to, just when we do the 9 trannies only.
Yes, but
If we're
why?
in emergency.
It's not about doing the
Trial.
9 trannies.
being
You gotta
them,
learn
sorry.
to be the 9 trannies. And you guys are still talking about it as a doing.
Sorry.
I'm doing the 9 trannies. You know, what if you were being the 9 trannies
Trial.
and then everything worked like magical for you? Because that's the whole idea of it. You know, I saw a very interesting program yesterday
Trial.
on the TV. It was Mystery of the Unexplained, and it was about Midas. And King Midas was supposedly had the golden touch. But what he really had the
Trial.
golden touch is he could create connections with people and get results with creating peace, creating harmony, creating
Trial.
choices with people, which grew his kingdom to twice its size. Not he was turning everything into
Trial.
gold. He had the golden touch of making things work for everybody, for everybody, for everybody. Now we think the Midas touch is he turned his wife to gold. No, he didn't.
Trial.
But he could make things golden for everybody.
And the other thing I wanted to ask was,
Trial.
yesterday at lunch, we were talking about, because there's an election coming up in the US, and then, you know,
Trial.
I don't get US politics quite, but could we pull?
I don't get it either.
Could we
Trial.
somehow be an energy or ask for something where we could get
Trial.
it so even if the person who is going to be elected could bring
Trial.
out
How about if we ask for the Big Five to destroy all people who are politically self-serving?
Trial.
Okay, yeah,
Boom.
Boom, around the fucking world. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Trial.
perfect, thanks.
Okay? You know, it's like, and keep doing it, guys. And every time you see somebody talking on live TV, go, everything that doesn't allow you to tell what is really true for you, pock and pod that. Because you will be supported in exactly the
Trial.
way you deserve.
True story. A lot of you have heard this, but Gary and I just started traveling together. And I came out of the bathroom and he was wiggling his hands at the TV. And I'm like,
Trial.
what are you doing? He's like, I'm just letting George W. Bush know, or one of the Bushes. He's like, I'm just letting him know he'll be supported
Trial.
exactly as he deserves if he tells us what he's really up to. The next fucking day, he goes on TV and says, we have a secret plan to assassinate Saddam
Trial.
Hussein. I'm like, George, it's no longer a secret, you just told the world. So, that shit works. If they're live, very helpful.
Help them, help them.
And you
Help them
just-
expose themselves.
Yep, and let them
Let
know
them take their
they'll be,
pants down, whatever.
let them know they'll be supported exactly as they deserve.
Yes. Okay?
trial,
All right. Miss Sophia, what we got today?
Good morning. For the first question this morning, we have Jyoti Bagri.
Thank you.
You have a range, Miss Diva.
She does.
But half the time when I hear your name, I think, Diva, Las
Trial.
Vegas. I don't know, it just,
Oh God,
just
I didn't recognize my name. Thanks for that, Deva. Good morning.
Good morning.
classes.
trial,
So my question is,
trial,
Gary, yesterday when you were talking about future and choice, and when you were talking about even being a multi-billionaire,
Trial.
when you were talking about future, it was not even like 1 month, 2 months. It was like, for me, it was like you were, throwing into the universe whatever that was, like
Trial.
literally being in space, and that never-ending choice, like what you said about, when I wake up, I ask what to do today or what can I choose today.
Yeah.
When the moment,
Trial.
that energy was so different. I have not perceived it like that
Good.
before this
Well,
class.
now you perceived it the
Trial.
way I do. It's like,
Yeah, and
future is not
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's not next week.
trial,
It's next week and for the next 100 years, at least.
yeah, what you showed me yesterday it was way beyond 100 years, like
Trial.
it's way
Cool.
like really infinite. So my question is like, whenever you say choice or Dane says choice or choosing or being, for me it like throws me
Trial.
into the no choice universe or finite, and as if it's a
Okay,
password.
now, hold on. No choice is the idea that you are
Trial.
willing to have the hesitancy of this reality, which means no choice is
Trial.
a choice, or no choice is where you can't choose. You're not talking about no choice, you're talking about can't
Trial.
choose.
Yes, that.
So everywhere you've defined can't choose as no choice, we destroy and uncreate it all.
right, wrong, good and bad, pock and pock, all nine shorts, boys, oh, bad,
Trial.
bad,
What you must do is force yourself to choose. If I am doing no choice, I am doing hesitancy so that I don't have to choose
trial,
what would be bigger than I think I can handle it.
And
See,
one of
I'm
the-
willing to create a world I don't know.
Yeah.
Most people are only willing to expand the world they
Trial.
currently know.
Or think they're expanding the world they currently
Yeah.
know. By
More
not
than-
expanding
more
the
that.
world they currently know, but concluding the world into a more
Trial.
concluded,
Yes,
right perspective.
a better choice.
And one of the things that
Trial.
will occur, and probably has for a lot of you, as you do access, you could literally sit there all day,
Trial.
just changing channels or flipping through YouTube, or, because you don't care. You've lost your motivation
trial,
of pain and suffering and the need to get out of it. You're like, yeah, I'm good. Well, that's fine.
Trial.
Take a little while, enjoy that. And then, like Gary said, force yourself to choose.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yes.
Just a sort of
Trial.
question and thing on this is forcing yourself to choose. I remember many, many years ago when we went out on a boat in the Great Barrier Reef and we
Trial.
swam to the island, right?
Yeah.
And we got to the island and you were really
Exhausted.
tired and exhausted.
I was exhausted.
And then a few of us were sort of like, hey, and I remember going up and asking
Trial.
you what I could contribute, and you received everything, but you said, no, I have to look at this myself. And what I got, how much you were looking at, what does your body require in that moment that
Yeah.
you weren't
And
relying on
what was I
anybody
not
else.
willing to be
Trial.
or do?
Yeah, and then this morning, I was going to ask Sarah to drive to class because I was like just vulnerable and whatever, right?
trial,
And then she told me she was going with David early, And then she said, do you want me to stay? And I went,
Trial.
no. And I remembered that moment.
Yeah.
And I went, I said, no. And I said, not from exclusion or separation, from, no, I can handle anything. Like I can
Yes.
step up to be
Trial.
anything.
Yes, I can handle anything. I can step up to do anything is the place you need to live, folks.
Trial.
I mean, it was driving
Yeah, and-
down Westheimer. It wasn't that
Yeah,
hard, but that's the energy of
Trial.
like, I can be.
Yes, but if you have that point of view, you can do Westheimer. Okay, I did Westheimer. What else can I do?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to
Yeah.
step up in my own world.
And that's
to
where
not
you
rely on
have to
somebody.
function from if you really want to be the 9
Trial.
trannies. I'm bringing it back to the 9 trannies only because that way it sounds like it's real.
Trial.
Give them
But
a
can
carrot
we-
to
Oh, you mean
dangle
the,
in
the
front.
thing they've been avoiding since day one?
Day one, yeah.
Trial.
Yeah, means like Gary, the way you are saying about being the 9 trannies is like, it's like eating, breathing, sleeping, like it's very normal, like
Yes.
really normal. It's not like, something like a utopian thing,
Trial.
someday kind of a thing. And that's what I'm, perceiving that energy of the choice, like, yeah, that is, okay. Can I
Trial.
ask for change, please, with whatever is this hesitation?
Okay, y'all want change?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Trial.
Okay, it's not going to be comfortable.
Trial.
There you go. You got change, people.
Trial.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trial.
Simone, I can't wait to read your book. From Westheimer to Everest. The Simone Millis story.
Well,
Yes, okay.
making
One more online.
Actually, making a left-hand turn on a Westheimer when there's traffic, because I'm like, fuck it. Like, that's just,
Especially when you're used to driving on the left side of the road. That's the big one.
But
Yeah.
actually, the funny thing is, it takes you out of assumption and into question the
Yeah.
entire time.
Out of autopilot.
Yeah.
Now, the difficulty is when you
Trial.
do drive on autopilot because you're so used to driving. We were in New Zealand.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was driving. It was like a 6-lane road, and they don't have those in New Zealand.
Trial.
And
The one
the
6-lane
one-
road.
The one 6-lane in all of
road
Auckland.
In all of Auckland. And I go and I make a left turn, and I make
Trial.
a left, we're going left, so I make a left turn. In, of course, to the far
closest
right
left lane.
And that's the lane everybody's coming in your direction on, but there were almost
Trial.
no cars on the road, and everybody's like, ah, ah, ah! And I was like,
Left side, left side. I am on the left side.
oh, it was so good. I highly recommend driving where
Trial.
they drive on the wrong side of the road.
Other side. Other.
Yeah,
The other
wrong
side. That's
not
Yeah,
close.
exactly, the
We
wrong
don't, we
side.
don't, we
So
call it
good.
the wrong side when we're there, but it's the other side.
I do like it though, driving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
know,
just
me
switching
too.
it. The only thing I can't do is I still reverse like this.
Oh, yeah,
Like look at that side rather than in the middle.
Trial.
because you're on the other side of the car. That's the other weird part is you're on the other side of the car. So when you're used to having the
Trial.
driver's side on the left, when you climb in and the driver's side is on the right, it feels like there's a whole lot of car over here that you're not used to. It's like a big old metal tumor. You're like, whoa, whoa.
Or at least just once you're going to open that passenger
Yeah.
door and get in to drive and go,
Yeah.
oh,
Trial.
okay.
At least once.
Hey, I love the times that I've gone to get in the passenger side and found out that I had the driver's. Hey,
you
Dane,
driving?
this is your side.
Yeah, you can get it over here. It's great when we both do it at the same time.
Yes.
We both get in the wrong
Trial.
side.
Okay, yes.
So I have the awareness that this class kind of is changing
Trial.
everything in its wake as we do it. And even as I'm standing here and looking at you guys, it's like there's this invisible like wave coming
Trial.
off you.
Correct.
That is like melding everything around you,
Yes.
which is super cool. So I was wondering, since it's such a magical class, if there's any way that we can contribute
Trial.
to ending child sex trafficking. I know it's like random, but it's just.
Well, how many lifetimes did you do it? Everything you did in any lifetime that allowed child sex trafficking to occur, we destroy and uncreate all that.
Yes.
Right, wrong,
Trial.
good and bad, POD and POC, all nine, shorts, boys, bobeds, and beyond. That is one of the greatest ways of changing things like that.
Yeah. See, things like that, the first thing I do is everything I did in any
Trial.
lifetime that allows it to occur, I destroy and uncreate all that. Because in one lifetime or another, we've all done it. Okay? The only
Trial.
reason something is offensive to us is because we've been there and done it. You can't be offended by anything you haven't been or done.
That's funny.
You cannot be offended by anything you have not been or done.
Wow.
You
Trial.
cannot be offended by anything you have not been or done. You really got to get this, folks. So whenever you have a thing about something, POC and POD everywhere you did that and wore that.
Well, it's funny because my next question was
Trial.
something that's so intense is, and another random thing, the corporation BlackRock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If there was a way that we can contribute to like the
Trial.
dismantleization.
No, you don't want to do that. You
No?
want to ask the big five to
Trial.
destroy them.
Is that a possibility?
No, you can't do it. You're not strong enough. Hesitate.
But maybe we could all do it
Trial.
together.
And maybe you could do it by yourself if you were willing to be as strong as you actually are.
Like, don't rely on someone.
Yes, don't
Anyone.
rely on
Trial.
others. Always, it's
Ever.
like, we have this, communist point of view that we all have to work together.
That's so interesting.
Are you a
Well-
communist?
Yes, I was. I'm not
Pretty
now.
funny. I know, but it's funny, isn't it? You were a communist. If you were once, you are still, okay?
Trial.
In the past, but you're still that, okay? So whatever you've been at any time, that's the reason I say you've got to destroy and uncreate what you did in any lifetime that allows it to exist.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's like you can't,
Trial.
it's like, if you see a white flower or a red flower, which one is better?
Neither.
Trial.
They're just white flower, red flower.
actually,
But
the
if
white
you go-
one,
I was gonna
the
say-
red one is communist.
But Dane's
Yeah.
like, but is the white
Trial.
flower a lily? Like,
If
You're
they,
right.
if it's a smelly lily, it's definitely an
Trial.
offensive flower.
So
Today.
there's not power in numbers. That's like bullshit.
That's bullshit, yeah. There's
Well-
power in you.
Trial.
Become it, be it. That's the whole idea of the nine trend, is for you to see the power of you. When I can move cars backwards in time
Trial.
and move Dane back onto a curb so he doesn't get hit, is that multiples? Or is that just fucking me doing it?
How many Garys did it take?
One.
One Gary.
Trial.
So the same applies to you. All of us have this power, and we act like we have no power.
And we
Trial.
act like,
And we're hesitant to be the power because we don't want to stand out from the crowd.
and you also hesitate with this idea of it takes numbers. You do two things. One
Trial.
is you deny your power. But number two, the idea is, well, then I won't do something terrible or evil. Because if I have to wait for all kinds of other people, then at least we're all agreeing that it's okay to
Trial.
do this.
And it's a good idea.
so if it stuffs up or something, then you're not the only one to quote unquote blame either.
And it wasn't your fault. And
Trial.
it wasn't your power that did it.
Okay.
And what if we could ask to open BlackRock's eyes as well?
Open what?
Like, open their eyes up. Like, what if it wasn't just we go to destroy or we go to this? What if we were asking for greater
Trial.
possibilities? Whatever, we don't know what that looks like.
That gave me chills, actually.
Good.
Let's ask
Yeah.
for that.
You got the abilities, guys. And it's like, and you got to be willing to
Trial.
use them. Because it's like whatever you created that allows BlackRock to exist in any lifetime is what allows them to exist. Destroy and uncreate everything you ever created that you're still thinking you're going to get paid for.
Trial.
Because that's why you won't let go of it. You won't destroy what you think you might get
Trial.
paid for eventually someday. Talk about multi-level marketing. Everything that is times God's, we destroy and uncreate it all.
Right,
Trial.
wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine, shorts, boys, bobeds, and beyond.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, Miss Diva.
trial,
Next, we have Bonnie Mandel Rice.
Thank you. Don't you love it when she
Trial.
does Sofia Vergara? I just love it. It just turns me on.
Well, I
I like
also
her
love
more
that
than
you love
Sofia
it.
Vergara, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she's much
Trial.
nicer.
Much nicer.
Yes, dear. Hello. Okay, she has no sound.
trial,
Unmute.
There, we
Okay.
got you.
It takes a minute for the host to unmute me. So
Okay,
anyway,
good.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I actually have a bunch of questions. So
trial,
when we use the big five, okay, I get that we can now use it to like bring in clients, bring in money, generate new body parts. When we do that part, like about getting new knees, new
You
ears.
don't ask the big five to get you new knees. You ask your body to grow a new knee.
trial,
Okay, I thought Simone said something about that she had used it that way. I must have misunderstood. So you
Exactly what Gary
asked-
just said. Exactly
Trial.
what Gary just said, to generate a new knee.
Yeah, ask the body. Don't
just
ask the
ask
big
your
five
body.
to give it.
Okay.
You're giving too much
Okay.
power to the big five and not enough power to you or your body.
And your body
Okay,
is
well,
a
that was why I
little
asked,
potent.
because I
Trial.
misunderstood what was said. So I wanted to double check on that. And then we can use them though to like destroy and uncreate the
trial,
political system that we have.
Well, you can go, it's like what I don't want to destroy it. I want to return it to a constitutional democracy. Right now, they're trying to destroy
Trial.
the Constitution,
Right.
and Trump put in all the
Trial.
judges who would undo everything he didn't agree with. Why does he get
Right.
to have political power?
Right, okay.
trial,
Then my next question is, I think, Gary, that you said, and this is where, I need to generate new ears.
trial,
Something about using presumptive realities to presume what we would like to
Trial.
create. Did I get that correctly?
No, I said that's what we are doing, is presuming we have to have the right realities. But if we're trying to create a future, you don't know what
Trial.
reality is going to be in the future.
Correct.
You
Well,
can't
then
know.
how would one use presumptive realities then?
One would
Trial.
use the whole big five. You don't just use one piece of it, you use all of it together.
Oh, okay, cool. Then that
Trial.
solved that. Okay, then Dane, this one's for
One other
you.
thing, you don't make it a source, you allow it to be a
Trial.
contribution.
Mhm.
Yes,
It is not the source, you are, we are.
You are.
right,
You are.
right.
You are.
Trial.
You are. You are.
Okay.
You are. You are. Have you heard me yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I
good.
am the
Thanks.
source.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dane, you mentioned yesterday the I of this reality,
Trial.
right? And
Yes.
I was wondering, because I was an English major,
Trial.
I wrote a book, I practiced law, heaven forbid. So I have this thing
Trial.
that I always, I'm a grammar stickler about my body and I. But you always say my body and me.
trial,
Yes.
Is there a reason that you do that?
Yes, because me is all of hymns.
trial,
And what is,
I is a
I.
singularity of you.
ooh, okay.
You want to have the me's, the all of me's, the all of I's
trial,
to do it.
And if you look at the manuals, like Gary was an English major as well.
Yes, I
and
was.
They're not grammatically correct, they're energetically
Trial.
correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So all,
I also get that, but then of course the head wanted to know, so fuck the head. That's just big five, right?
Mostly.
trial,
Okay, and then also Dane. So I think it was a maestro of possibilities. There was symphony practitioners, maestros class from a couple of years ago that was included as a prereq for the ESB. And in there, you were talking about, like getting to a point where, like, there is no need. Well, we have no needs because we're infinite beings, but money does not exist because there is
have
this
them all.
generosity of spirit and the simultaneity of gifting and receiving. That so resonates with me because when I think about the future, that's part of what I see. I don't see money, cash, any of that stuff as being something. And I was wondering, do you remember what I'm talking about? And two, I looked for it, I can't find it. Is that something we could?
Number one, you can't see the future. You can only perceive the future. So
Yeah,
if you're
okay,
looking to
perceive,
see
yes.
it. But also, what I was trying to do was give people a different awareness of what's actually possible if they don't make money the source. If they actually make the simultaneity of gifting and receiving, but also ask and you shall receive the source. I was trying to give them a different energy of possibility with that. And because money or no money it's not relevant. If you're willing to know you can ask and receive and actually have them be the 9 trannies, then money or no money is not the relevant item. Money can exist or not, who cares?
It's like what I was saying this morning about how with El Lugar, it's like I don't do it based on we have the money, we can do this. I have, okay, we got to do this. Where can we get the money? It's like money can come after you create a future. With El Lugar, we have created a future that is not yet fully existent, but it will be. And it's like, and the things that are going to be there, we're going to have the most spectacular restaurant in all of Costa Rica. We're going to have the most elegant place in all of Costa Rica. We're going to have the most unique place in all of Costa Rica. We're going to have the biggest venue. We're going to have horse-drawn carriages. We're going to have horse-drawn wagons. We're not going to have concrete as the source of reality.
I think it's the world,
Yeah.
not just Costa Rica. Yeah.
Yes, but it's like the world has to have this because literally, if Yellowstone went off, and it's a super volcano, you all aware of that? They had an article in National Geographic about it. And the last time it went off was 650 million years ago, and the previous time before that was 650 million years ago, and it's now 650 million years again. Could it go off? Yeah. If it did, what would it change? First of all, would planes be able to function? No. Would your cell phones be able to function? No. Would you need to have psychic abilities? Yes. Would you need horses? Yes. Would you need to have the ability to grow your own crops? Yeah. And it's like, and people don't learn this stuff. It's fucking nuts. Knuckenfuts. So we have to have a different reality, and part of what we're trying to do is educate people on how to be able to create these things for themselves. And we want to develop your psychic abilities. Because it's like, I can know to call somebody, and it's like, I always thought it was interesting because I would always call my mother when she happened to have stayed home from work that day. I always called her on that day. She didn't tell me. She didn't, it's like I didn't have any pre-warning. I just knew. What do you know that's going to do it? And I know, like, when I used to go to weddings. I'd go, 6 months. 2 years. Oh, this one's going to last. I got to one and I went, 2 hours? I went, that can't be true. I'm wrong. I was right. It lasted 2 hours. And they left each other after 2 hours of being together. I thought, wow, I'm good. But I'm not going to any more weddings because I don't want to project a length of time. I don't want to know how long people are going to last.
But you're actually willing to acknowledge You're actually willing to acknowledge that you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You've done that.
trial,
I'm willing to acknowledge I'm
Don't
good. Are
hesitate.
you guys willing to acknowledge you, or do you hesitate to acknowledge what is true for you?
No, we
Trial.
try and get it right or wrong, not acknowledge we're
Yeah,
good.
but you hesitate to find the right or wrong. You don't hesitate by doing and being.
trial,
Everything that is times Godzillion, we destroyed and created all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyond.
Okay?
Okay, wow,
And
yeah.
did you read Proust's Way? Swan's Way
trial,
by Proust?
No,
Read that,
okay,
trial,
because it will give you a much better idea of how I see the world.
trial,
And that will give you a
Swan's
way.
Way.
Swan's Way by Proust, Proust. Okay?
okay,
And it's,
okay,
and as
Trial.
intelligent as you are, that will be what will help you see a different possibility.
awesome. And then,
trial,
last thing, if somebody could, because I understand that we have to embody and be the 9 trannies, and I actually have known these have been possible. I
Trial.
turned 72 on Friday, and I've known, I think my whole life, that they're possible.
Yeah.
I've always been confused by the fact that I
Trial.
was not what I have called teleporting or
Yeah.
walking through walls, all that stuff. So somebody put in the Telegram chat yesterday that there's a body
Trial.
process to turn on our capacities. Is that something you would be willing to give to the people in this class?
Sure.
Let us know what that is.
Andrew,
trial,
can you help that happen?
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you. Simultaneity. And then, I guess, Dane, the last thing is I just want to tell you a bit about awareness.
Trial.
Every time you do a process that is really about, especially that's like more greater, you did it again, I think on Friday, you were doing numbers, and when you hit 25, every time you do that number, my body goes, it's like this explosion that happens. So
Trial.
I am currently unaware of what that means, which is probably fine, because otherwise it would be a projection and an expectation, but
Exactly.
it just always feels facet, but I just wanted to say that to you.
Thank you.
trial,
I appreciate it.
Okay, well,
Because when I go into those realms that have not been acknowledged by anybody else, sometimes, well, it's very helpful sometimes
Trial.
to have people go, something's happening. I'm like, cool. That's all I wanted. Thank you.
it definitely happens. Okay, well,
Cool.
thank you all
Thank
so
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
trial,
Okay, yes, darling.
So I'm not quite sure what's my question. Like on one of the days you spoke about how you
Nazi!
What?
Just kidding. That was a joke.
Didn't you hear it?
Trial.
Did you say something, Dane?
Fascist.
trial,
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about that being a vibration that puts away snakes, or
Trial.
like that you just know where to be, and also like the being the natural 9 trainees when you look through your own eyes. And I was
Yeah.
wondering if you could speak to Need and Tug in regards to that, like.
If you are being the 9
Trial.
trannies, need and tug is reality,
Yeah, that's what.
not a necessity.
Say more.
Yeah, it's like
trial,
I used to think I had to go out and look for antiques. Then I discovered if I do the need and tug, they find me. And it's like people call me, I have this, do you want it?
trial,
Sure. I have this, do you want it? No. I have this, do you want it? I mean, people call me all the time with stuff they want to sell me, stuff they want to give to me, stuff that, it's like, they give me
Trial.
chances to go to sales all over, Houston and the world to get first dibs on things because they
Trial.
like me so much because I go, yes, no. I don't go, well, let me think about it. I got to figure out my finances. I got to, it's like I go, yes, no.
trial,
Yes, I'll take it.
And he's
it's like-
also very decisive. He's not like, well, will you do $5,000 off of $4,000? Like,
trial,
he's willing to spend the money. He's also willing to ask for a better deal when
Yeah.
he knows it's too much.
I mean,
But it's like boom, boom, boom.
I bought, this guy had this beautiful 16th century
trial,
Italian chest, okay? And it's like he wanted 14,000 for it, and I said, the best I could do would be
Trial.
9. Sorry. And he goes, okay, I'll take it. Why? Because I asked, what would his best deal be? Don't ask, don't be willing to know that to get a
Trial.
deal. Always think you're wrong.
Well, you don't look for making it cheaper, you look for what's possible here, yeah. I get
Yeah.
it, yeah.
You know, it's, I wasn't looking to make it cheaper, what's he gonna take?
Trial.
And I got it for that. Then I saw the thing online, one similar to it, same time period and stuff, for 39,000 euro.
Trial.
I got a good deal. So that's the way I create my life. How do you create your life?
I have seen so much is changing. I really get how often we go
Trial.
back to all the old points of views about us. What if everything's changed after this class? Like what if
Everything is going to be changed after this class, and you're going to go back and you're going to hesitate. Oh, it can't be
Trial.
that easy.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, yeah.
Fuck that shit. It's going to be that easy. Get over this fucking shit. I'm going to be the 9 trannies, whether anybody likes it or not. Pock and fuck you. Everything that is times a
Trial.
gazillion we destroyed and created on.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all
nine,
9,
shorts,
shorts, boys, bow beds, and beyond.
Thank you so much. And there was another thing yesterday in the afternoon, or like end of class, with when we define points of views. I remember Dane saying
Trial.
like you only define or defend a point of view that's not yours.
Yeah.
So this is like insane.
Trial.
Thank you.
Just a little bit. What we've been trying to show you is how people choose insanity, so
Trial.
you cannot choose it, okay? You know, you're much better than you think you are.
Trial.
Be it, okay? All right. Online.
Trial.
We have Miss Rebecca Chang.
Rebecca Chang.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, darling.
Thank you.
Hello.
Lovely to be here. I'm really excited
Trial.
also to be in ABC in Houston in a
Cool.
few days. I have a question regarding the
Trial.
Big Five and its application.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, in one of the chats,
Trial.
I was inspired by someone posting that 2 things. The first is like going in, it's like you're going to talk
Trial.
about your lost luggage, and you saw that the airline rep had lots of entities and you cleared it, so you didn't have to deal with it. Years ago, that we could go into someone's world that we have
Trial.
to interact with and clear the Big Five that's connected to whatever area we're gonna deal with them.
Yeah, you can.
I can. Okay, so that's what I
Trial.
did when I went to see my doctor after 2 years absence, and I knew that there would be stuff that she'd been after me to do and test. And it was
Trial.
lovely. It was a really great experience. I had a blood pressure reading of, I think, 180 something, and the assistant said, "Oh, she'll probably want to measure it again. Didn't make a
Trial.
big deal." And then it went down to, I don't know, 180
Trial.
when she measured, and she didn't make a big deal. So I thought, this is great. So this,
Trial.
I'm going to have to go back for a number of tests.
No,
So
you're
should
not.
I?
No, you're not. You're choosing, you silly fuck.
Okay,
Trial.
yes.
You're
I'm
choosing to
sorry.
go back. If you want to go back, go back. You know, do you need those tests?
Trial.
Truth.
No,
Does your body need those tests?
no.
Okay, good. So go.
Yeah.
Trust the doctors. Don't trust you.
Trial.
Yeah. Okay. No, I do trust myself, which is why I'm doing all of this
Trial.
stuff before the appointed times. And I do
Trial.
notice that whenever I go to the hospital or the clinic, like the last time I saw someone with a cane going, and I'm like, oh shoot, body, don't do that. Don't take it on. It's not ours. Send it back. And so,
Trial.
Can I point out?
Yes.
You've already
Yes.
decided, you already have the presumptive reality that you're taking it on.
Trial.
Otherwise
That
you
you're
wouldn't
going
do that.
to.
yeah. So that was then, and now things are changing and have changed.
Good.
What was that hesitation?
Oh, my thing fell down, sorry. probably my body was saying, yay, get that, you silly
Good.
twit.
Yay, here's my crotch.
trial,
Pleasure me.
It's a cause for celebration.
trial,
Crotch
So
for
I also
celebration.
did that at work. So one of my question is, what additional question can I be, energy, space, consciousness can I be to make that work even better or with
You
more
could be the
ease?
9 trannies, but don't bother.
trial,
Keep hesitating to be the 9.
Keep hesitating.
Good idea.
Wait till others do it and see if.
Okay.
Wait till
Oh,
others do
yeah.
it. Wait until the
Become-
doctors adjust to you.
trial,
Oh, wait until the doctors approve it and create a
Yeah.
test to see if you're doing the 9 trannies well enough.
Good.
And then you'll
sorry,
know.
Actually,
You did 3 out of 9.
trial,
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're only good at 2.5 of the trannies.
So we're not going to give you the
Okay.
rest. You can have 2.5 trannies. That's all you get. We can give a prize to people. 2.5 trannies.
Gary, I'd be the 9
Trial.
trannies, just not as much as I could be all the time.
Okay, so be as much as you can
So-
be. Stop hesitating.
No, yeah. And
Be
so
in
everywhere I'm
totality.
hesitating, I destroy and uncreate and choose something totally different and jump
Good.
into
Right and
it.
wrong, good and bad,
Okay.
pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, povers, and beyonds.
Thank you. The other thing with the Big 5 clearing is someone also said that for their
Trial.
loved ones who has passed, they asked individually each one if they would like
trial,
to have the Big 5 cleared from their world, wherever space they are, so that when they should choose to come back in a different body or do something else, that they wouldn't be stuck with it. And
Trial.
then if they got a yes, then they would do it. And it felt really,
That's called asking a
Spacious.
question.
okay. And so I just want to,
trial,
Only they
Yeah,
can do it.
just-
You could never do it.
I've been doing it. There.
Okay, yeah. I knew you'd
yeah.
been doing it, and you're trying not
Trial.
to admit it and say it's somebody else. You silly twit.
Okay. Okay, one more question, and I think this is part of 9 trainings. Dane, in one of the more recent but earlier
Trial.
16-day money ESB, said bring in the photon wavelength into every cell, so, trillions of cells, and be the 10, and
Trial.
then he said, now ask everything around you to be a 10. And my world and surrounding changed. So I'm asking that, and I would like to know, is there a
Trial.
question for something that I can
trial,
assist myself in doing that so naturally, like breathing, and not have to say,
Trial.
let's do that for wherever I am.
Be it.
Just intended. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
trial,
Okay, I think
Thank
that's
you.
it for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So with
Trial.
that question of taking on that Rebecca just said,
Yeah.
taking on what you see,
Trial.
and just like, so to change it is just changing the presumptive realities, or is there something else?
The Big 5, you
Just-
silly twit. Jesus Christ, how many times do we have to say it?
trial,
Take off the whole Big 5, not just the fucking presumptive realities. Get rid of the whole thing. Because it's a
Okay.
system that's designed to take you back
Trial.
into the matrix, not to get you free of it.
The
So if you
reason
do it
I-
separately,
But, yeah, but
trial,
I concur and disagree simultaneously. In other words, yes, you want to get rid of the whole Big 5, and in
Trial.
certain areas, going presumptive realities, POC and POD, gives you the awareness, and then go through and do all the other ones.
Okay.
But it starts with the presumptive
Trial.
reality because you presume this, and then you presume everything about that, and then you presume what this is going to lead to, and you presume what is possible, and you presume what is not possible,
Trial.
and you presume everything you can, blah, 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 blah. And acknowledging that energy before you POC and POD it can be helpful if you're stuck in something that you think is you.
helpful, not the end all be all.
And then,
Trial.
but always do the rest of them,
Okay.
not just the presumptive realities, ever. Always do the
Trial.
rest of them, because if you don't get the rest of them, you're gonna pock and pod that, and you're gonna step right into it in the next 10 seconds. The big five are the Mobius strip of this reality that create it continuously going around, and you having no choice to
Trial.
get off the merry-go-round.
Okay.
Okay?
The next question is, so I
Trial.
planted some roses sometime in April. I live in Dallas. And literally through June, I kept
Trial.
going but for the weather to be good for those roses to survive. And
Trial.
I had beautiful weather constantly through that time. And then my husband was talking about something to do with the El Nino, where
Trial.
we in Dallas actually are in a position where we don't get the extreme weathers, but New York and
Trial.
all other places, and I mean, the weather's been horrible in many, many places. And so then, having heard that, I was like,
Trial.
oh shit, did I create that? The rest of it?
Who cares? Why do you
Trial.
Because
care?
I don't want
Why do you care?
Trial.
unfulfilled savior. I don't
Wow.
want
5. It's your
Wow.
5th element.
yeah.
Trial.
Wow, this is so good. You have the 9 trannies. You create perfect weather for what you're asking for.
Trial.
And then you use the weather in New York to make it wrong.
Trial.
That's impressive. That is a level of go fuck yourself that even I would not
Wow.
come up with.
That's a great way.
Trial.
That is
Go fuck
so
yourself.
good.
I'm going to go fuck myself. How can I
Hey.
fuck me? Let me count the way.
I've been miraculous from April to June. Woo! A few months longer than I should have. I'm gonna go fuck myself now. Bye-bye. That was awesome.
Why do you always assume a
Trial.
negative? I don't get it. But that's the hesitancy you have here. You are hesitant to express the good because you assume it means you must have done something bad someplace else to have it good here.
Twisting
Trial.
Twisting,
the greatness into a negative.
yeah, everything that is, and that's the hesitation waltz of this reality. Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all.
Right, wrong, good and bad, button, buck, all night, shorts, boys, poveds, go fuck yourself.
And beyond.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's so good.
Trial.
I mean, it's interesting even
That's
the way
funny.
you describe the weather as horrible or how people do that rather than it's different. Okay.
Yeah, I
Let's-
mean,
let's be
it's
in
like
communion
what
with
you
each
gotta,
other.
what you gotta get is for 2,000 years, mankind has held the weather patterns captive,
Trial.
okay? Rather than being the weather mages we actually are that can create rain, can create whatever is
Trial.
necessary and help the earth, we have kept it captive to consistency, no change. Why would you want no change?
Trial.
Let the earth change. We need to do that. You know, it's like it's a living, breathing organism. Don't try to control it. But that would be like saying, okay, I have a child who has no brains,
Trial.
but it has a body. So I'm going to put it on an oxygen system so it can stay alive. Why? You
So,
know, it's crazy.
Trial.
so
You
I
know?
so I can just keep asking for whatever.
Yeah, ask
without
for
feeling
whatever you
guilty
want.
about it.
I asked for it not to, for Houston not to have hurricanes. You know?
Trial.
Have we had any big hurricanes recently? Not since Harvey. I don't want Dane's closet filled with water ever again.
Me neither.
Trial.
You know, poor Dane, he had to send 450 items to the cleaners to have them cleaned after
Trial.
and that was the bottom shelf. The other 3 shelves weren't affected.
And he's not kidding about the numbers either.
I'm not kidding
You
about
think
the
he's
numbers.
exaggerating.
And 2 of them were destroyed. Only 2.
Trial.
All the Beyonds, creating the Beyonds. It's like, really? Dane's
Tell me
wardrobe's
about it.
that
Yes.
big?
Yes.
Yes.
Trial.
Yes, Dane's wardrobe is that big. It's very good. Okay, online. Then you.
Trial.
Then you.
We have Miss Laila Nasser, and she's going to have translation by Juliana from Portuguese.
Thank you.
Olá, olá.
Trial.
All right.
Estou muito feliz de estar aqui com vocês do Brasil.
Oi!
Trial.
Yay! Simona's coming.
Gratidão
Simona's
por essa
coming.
classe. Estava muito ansiosa, esperando por ela há muito tempo.
Trial.
Hello, I'm really happy to be here with you from Brazil, and I've been waiting for this class for so long.
Thank you. Me too.
Yay.
Trial.